Hello there, welcome back to another video. Diwali is just around the corner, and at this point of time, a lot of people ask for fragrance recommendations. You would want to wear fragrances that is going to make you notice, that's going to get you a lot of compliments, and of course, you want to smell unique and something special on this particular occasion, right? So here's 10 fragrances that I would recommend for you to try out during this particular Diwali, and I'm sure that you will smell absolutely wonderful. This is the festive season. From here onwards, you will have a lot of weddings, you will have a lot of celebrations, and all the way until the very end of the year, you have a lot of things happening. So these fragrances will just really invoke the winter coming in, and also the celebration time, and kind of make you feel special and make you smell really good. So let's begin this particular video. And if you're new to this particular channel, then on this channel here I do bring up Middle Eastern houses and Indian houses and lots of fragrance recommendations as well. If that's something that you kind of like, then definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification icon to get notified about the new videos coming your way. My name is Rodney, you're watching the Perfume Experience. Let's get going right after this intro. All right, welcome back, and let's begin with a recommendation. So in this case, in this video today, I'm trying to go ahead with fragrances that can suit you on different fragrance notes and different personalities. So if you're the type of fragrance lover who likes a saffron based fragrance, who likes a little bit of a coffee vibe, a tonka beans vibe, and a little bit of a light hint of rose, but all the way the saffron and the sugar and the caramel vibe making it all nice, then this fragrance has been making a lot of rave. And of recently, there was a event of riffs as well, where a lot of celebrities were called to look at a lot of their fragrances, and this was one of the nicest ones out there. Even when I did the comparison, I did tell you that between the Secret Mask and the Momento, this one is a better take on the Arabian Stonka of Montal. So what you get here is a very beautiful, lovely, refreshingly good amount of sweet sugary saffron vibe, and a good amount of caramel vibe, and a lot of woodier elements, and a little bit of a hue of a light hint of rose. Overall smells absolutely great, and the best part that I like the Momento is because of the complementing factor, right? So the type of compliments that you kind of get, or the percentage of you getting a compliment is much higher on a fragrance like this. This is a really beautiful one, and it kind of smells very nice in the air as well. You do get a very refreshing, nice kind of a sweet opening with a little bit of a toffee smell and a beautiful aroma, almost like that of the Baccarat Rouge coming into this in vibe, with a little bit of that beautiful woody kind of a oud type of a vibe as well. But overall kind of smells very beautiful, very sweet, very beautiful in the air, and you will get a lot of compliments. So do definitely try the Riffs Momento here as a very good alternate of the Montal Arabian Stonka on this particular list for the Diwali fragrances. The next fragrance here is the most popular fragrance when it comes to festivities, when it comes to generally this kind of a event where you're gathering around people and you want compliments. This is the most sold fragrance, or probably the most sought after fragrance, and still rules the day today. This is the Latafa Kamra. Now I would say that this is a hands down one of the nicest, beautiful smelling, long lasting fragrance that you can wear, because it has this beautiful sweet element. It has this lovely gourmand type of a vibe coming with a lot of fruits and all of that. So this is very good for festivities time, because in the evenings it smells really nice, and it has this kind of a boozy bubblegummy vibe as well, which makes it even more intoxicating, makes it smell really nice. A good amount of fruity vibe, a good amount of sweetness, and lovely overall, and you will get a good amount of projection as well. So this one actually lasts really long as well, and projects really good. So you can definitely consider the Latafa's Kamra as a very beautiful fragrance for the festivities. If not, you might also want to consider the Royal Blend from French Avenue as well. This is also a very beautiful fragrance, a lot more smoother. Just like this, there is the boozier accord, but if you're looking at a more fruitier type of an accord, then of course the Kamra makes a lot of sense here. Okay, but if you want a more boozier accord, then go for the Royal Blend, which is also very nice, very beautiful, very smooth. Both of them are definitely long lasting and get you a lot of compliments. So yes, Kamra still rules the day from so many years, and you can consider this, or you can consider the Kava as well, or if you like a little lesser, sweeter version of the same and a little bit more spicier nuance, then consider the Dukan as well, which is absolutely fantastic. The next recommendations are for people who like a little bit of a more fruitier nuance or a little bit more of a fresher nuance with a little bit of a lovely sweeter vibe. So here are two recommendations that come at this juncture. So one is the Brazilian tobacco from the house of Ibrahim Al Qureshi. Now this I've spoken about a lot because I absolutely love this kind of a DNA, because this has this lovely freshness that you get of citruses, but then you also have this beautiful soapy vibe. You also have this lovely incensey vibe which comes from the Oud for Greatness or the Oud for Greatness DNA. So it has this sweet saffron based, oud based light hint of floral vibe mixed with a lot of lovely soapy shampoo type of a vibe of freshness. So overall makes it very, very beautiful, and in the air and in general this is a very nice long lasting scent and smells really, really good. You should consider getting the 200 ml version of this, which is available for a good price at this point of time, and smells absolutely wonderful in the air, long lasting, really gets you a lot of compliments. Now if you do not want this kind of a incensey based or more, let's say you want to avoid any kind of oud from this kind of a fragrance, then consider the other one, which is the Greek tobacco. Right now the Greek tobacco is a take on the narcotics, Florida narcotics, and basically you get a more fruitier element. This has got a lot more sweeter element, and it's got a lot more fruity, candy, especially tart fragrance, tart fruit type of opening, and smells really good as well. This also has a little bit of that sweet shampoo type of a vibe. Overall, this would lean a little bit more towards the feminine side and a little bit more towards the unisex side, whereas I would say this leans a little bit more towards the masculine element and the fresher side, right? So both of these are fantastic fragrances, especially if you're looking to wear something around of the afternoon to during the daytime. So if it is something like you are looking to celebrate for 3 days, and then you are looking to have a fragrance for the daytime, and then you want to switch to something evening, so daytime fragrances, I would definitely say that you can consider these two, because they are a little bit more fresher and fantastic smelling for this winter. Alright, so the next fragrance is a very beautiful fragrance, and this is a take on the Atomic Rose from the house of Initio, and this is been one of my go-to fragrance when it comes to large celebrations or large occasions, or just in a group of people where you want to smell absolutely wonderful. So you should definitely consider the Latafas Amethyst, okay, Oud for Glory Amethyst. This is got the similar take of Oud for Greatness, but this has got a rose vibe. So this has that lovely sugary sweetness, but along with a good amount of rose. So now the rose is very beautiful here, very approachable, and makes you feel very, very lively, fresh, refreshingly good, and that floral vibe keeps you spirits up. So during the festivities time, one of the things that I notice is that a lot of people like to wear a very safe scent, because you're going to be among a lot of people, and somewhere around that line, this is one of those scents that gets you a lot of compliments going, and of course it smells great in the air. No doubt that this is a long lasting fragrance as well. So if you like a rose based fragrance, and if you're looking to get a nice rose fragrance, somebody in fact was asking me, should you consider getting John Law Mathieu or this? I would say the Amethyst is a lot nicer that way to wear, because it smells great and it has this same kind of a incensey, oud, sweet oud kind of a DNA, which comes from the Oud for Glory, absolutely. But then this is because of that lovely thef or fresh kind of a rose that's blended here. This smells absolutely gorgeous. It has this uncanny nature of getting attraction, and so this way I think this one smells absolutely beautiful. You should definitely consider this. If you haven't tried this, you should try this, because this should be in your arsenal of fragrances when you're looking at kind of a fragrance that sits between floral type of fragrance. Then this one is fantastic. Alright, the next scent here is from the house of Latafa, and this is one of the nicest smelling scents, because in the daytime when you wear this fragrance, especially because of its oriental spices opening, where there's a lot of cardamom, there's a lot of bergamot, and along with that it's mixed with this beautiful plum note, but the plum note is supported with this lovely Palo Santo. Now the Palo Santo is more of a woodier element. It has this lovely nuance of a very unique element of aroma. Now that blended with sandalwood and oud gives you a phenomenal fragrance in the form of the Vintage Radio. Now the Vintage Radio is absolutely beautiful. It has this lovely creamy kind of a texture. It has this lovely sweetness, it has this woody nuance, but overall it has a very unique element because of that Palo Santo and the plum holding this together. Now you should definitely try this because this is a take on the Paragon from the house of Initio Parfum, and this one is absolutely killer. Now especially in the evenings or in the daytime or even in the early mornings, if you're looking to do some puja, you're going to meet some relatives, you're going to wish them, or you're going to hand over some box of sweets, then this is the type of scent that is going to make you smell like you've just come out of a lovely puja and you're smelling absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so really beautiful fragrance in the air, and performance is good, very unique smelling, has a high amount of complementing factor, and smells really nice. It has this kind of a powdery, woody nuance, a little bit of a sandalwood, but that Palo Santo has got that almost like a citrusy vibe along with the sandalwood kind of a vibe to it. So very difficult to replicate the scent in words. But if you get an opportunity, definitely try the Vintage Radio, and you'll thank me for it. Very unisex, in my opinion, very beautiful, and the whole element of sacredness, the worshipping element comes together in this fragrance, in my opinion. So definitely consider Vintage Radio. Alright, so the next fragrance here is probably one of the most popular DNAs when it comes to generally this part of the season, and I've seen a lot of people requesting for which is the best alternative of this or so forth. Now this is the fragrance that you should definitely consider wearing because this appeals so very well. It has this lovely toffee element, it has this caramel vibe, it has this lovely citrusy vibe at the top, but all together holding it really beautifully done is the Afnan's Historic Sahara. Now for the ones who are new, this is a take on the most popular Perfumes Marlis Althea, and this has done a phenomenal job. This is because it smells really good. It has this toffee-like element, it has like a truffle-like vibe as well, but this is more balanced and less sweeter than the most popular alternate out there, which is the liquid Brune. Okay, now you have Brune, you have a lot of other fragrances that you can wear, but this one absolutely is the most balanced out and smells really nice. And if you do want to get a second opinion on this fragrance, look at Perfume Guru's take on this fragrance, where he mentions that this one almost smells like a niche quality scent at about a budget, and I absolutely agree with it because this one does not smell anything less than like a 3,000 rupee fragrance. This one in fact smells so gorgeously high that it actually smells like about a 30,000 rupees scent, no doubt. And the element of this entire scent profile, where you have this light hue of citruses coming together, and then a lot of this beautiful creamy sandalwood elements and a lot of gourmand type of a vibe coming together, smells really fantastic, and this one will definitely get you a lot of compliments as well. Now this one takes a little bit of that praline, it takes a little bit of that LME, it takes a little bit of that vanilla nuance as well to give you a beautiful dry down. So from when you're looking at especially evenings, if you're celebrating in the evenings and you want a fragrance that's going to get you a lot of compliments, at the same time going to get you a lot of attention and may not be the most buzzing fragrance across, but the one that will grab a lot of attention and a lot of head turning moments, this one will definitely beat. So definitely look out at the Historic Sahara from Afnan. The next fragrance is probably still the standalone alternate of the popular Creed Centaurus, and I'm talking about the Rayhan Crimson. Now the Rayhan Crimson is all out a festive scent because it has this lovely take of oriental spices coming together, especially like the cinnamon, like the cardamom, and a little bit of the tonka beans, all of that coming together to give you a very boozy, nutty, spicy, and a little bit of that almond nut also can give you that nutty element and a good amount of woodiness. Okay, but overall smells really beautiful, smells a little towards the boozier side, a little bit towards the medicinal side, and something unique because this fragrance has got that element of uniqueness in a way that it kind of separates you out from the typical other fragrances that you wear. So because of its complex nature, it almost has this tart type of a vibe as well, but it is mostly those floral elements and the oriental spices coming together. This smells absolutely gorgeous in the air, and you definitely check out. You might need a little bit more of the sprays that you need on this one compared to the other fragrances. Even in terms of lasting, this might do about 5 hours roughly at most, but while that point of time, this will smell really good in the air because it really brightens up. It has that like almost like that candied boozy vibe, okay, but a little bit of that slight medicinal touch and a little bit of that beautiful element of cardamom and cinnamon coming together. The next fragrance is again from the house of Rehan, and this is one of the nicest alternates out there of the Halfeti from Penalegans, and this one is called the Tiger. Okay, now the Tiger is fantastic because this has a very unique character to it, and because of its, again, the oriental spicy elements like the nutmeg, like the clove, the nutty elements coming together with a little bit of a floral touch to it, and a good amount of tonka beans, the leathery type of a vibe. This smells absolutely masculine. It smells more woodier, more denser. Now, when the number of fragrances that we've tried, we've seen fresh, we've seen saffron, we've seen floral fragrances, and a little bit of a boozy kind of a fragrance. So if you want to stay away from those fragrances and look at yourself as a little bit more masculine leaning type of fragrance that can still grab a lot of attention, then the Tiger of Rehan absolutely does that. Now, this has got a beautiful take of amber. It has got ambrette. It has got a little bit of a rose, a little bit of a milk as well. But the overall element in which this comes together, because of the oriental spicier elements, you will like a very masculine, dark, complex kind of a fragrance that will grab attention. Now, this might not be the most beast mode fragrance out there, or the most projecting type of fragrance, but if you are looking to wear something black, something brown, or a dark attire, and you want a type of a fragrance that can resonate with the darkness of the entire approach that you have, then of course the Tiger will do a fantastic job. Decent performance, average performance, but a very good smell, very good aroma, very good profile, and you will like it a lot. I would say that this one smells a lot better than the Lion as well, and in my opinion, this one is an underrated scent from the house of Rehan, so definitely try out the Tiger. The next scent here is from the house of Cuddlers, and I think this is super underrated, and you should definitely try this more often. This is the Cuddlage Farsan White. Now, this is a take on the vanilla powder by Mathieu Premier, and this is beautiful. This is, or rather, the sweet vanilla powder. This is basically a fragrance which has got a very minimalistic approach, but those minimalistic notes make it really nice. So this has got milk, this has got coconut, this has got vanilla, and a little bit of a nuttier element like almond. And just because of that, with a light element of floral vibe on the top, which is basically jasmine, this one smells really gorgeous. Now, the beauty of this is this opens up as a very sweet fragrance, okay, and after a few minutes time, it goes into a dry down very quickly. Now, the dry down has basically got a lot of vanilla and a lot of coconutty vibe and a lot of nuttier elements, whereas the floral elements stay on for some time and then vanish off. So I'm giving you one of the nicest, beautiful coconutty, vanilla, dry coconut, desiccated type of coconut with the beautiful aroma of the vanilla and the nuttier elements and the floral vibes. Overall, in my opinion, beautiful smelling fragrance, underrated, very unisex, very feminine and masculine, unisex in my opinion. So both of them can wear it, men and women can wear it, as long as you like a vanilla, coconutty, tropical type of a scent. This one will be right up your alley. Smells great. Average performance about 4 to 5 hours is what I would say. Projection about 2 to 3 feet. If you're wearing white, and you want a fragrance that can kind of give you a complexity of that entire white attire, just like how we add the Lion to the dark attire, so then this one will be right up your alley. So definitely give this one a try. This is the Cuddlage Farsan White. The last fragrance on this particular list is slightly different. This will be a more fuzzy kind of a fragrance that will give you a little bit of a, almost like a soft drink kind of a vibe. Along with it, a little bit of a date night vibe, or dates, and a little bit of a sugar, a little bit of a Sprite kind of a vibe. Beautiful smelling fragrance. This is the Ahmad Al Maghrabi Stiff Tiff. Now, this is underrated fragrance in this house, because this is a take on the Billie Eilish, which is basically a vanilla type of fragrance. But here, they've gone ahead with a twist. So you get a little bit more of that saffron type of a sugary opening, but mixed with a little bit of that dates or the candied dry fruits that you kind of get a little bit like the Camra type of a vibe. That's why I said the fruitier vibe. And then you get a beautiful dry down, and the dry down is here a little bit more towards vanilla and woody, and you get a fantastic fragrance that smells absolutely beautiful. Now, this will be definitely something to wear in the evenings, in my opinion, or maybe somewhere very early in the morning, right at the daybreak kind of an event, or very late in the dusk, but not during the half of the day, or the hot part of the day, right? So around that point of time, if you are looking for a fragrance that smells really gorgeous, really different, with a little bit of a saffron vibe and a woodier wood nuance with the tonka beans and vanilla, this will be really good. Definitely consider this one as well, right? So those are most of my fragrance recommendations for Diwali this year, and I hope you have a good one. Before you go, there is a bonus one to look at, and this one is really good if you want to give somebody. This is the Ibrahim Al Qureshi's blueberry mask, and this is again very minimalistic. This is basically a blueberry fragrance. It has this very powdery nuance to it. It has a very rosy type of a vibe, floral type of a vibe, but that element of like how you eat a blueberry cheesecake and then you start getting that blueberry element which leaves you an aftertaste, that's the type of element that you get with this, and it kind of lasts really, really long. Very smooth, very beautiful, simple but elegant, and has a very lovely powdery dry on. Definitely try this one as well as a bonus fragrance. So those are the recommendations for Diwali, and I hope you have a very good one. And do subscribe to the channel and share this video with others if you kind of like the recommendations that I've given you here. And I'll see you on another video. Until another time, take care. Bye bye.